Welcome to Keep It Off. Today we got a good one for you. Today we're doing a full review of Cookbook 2.0. We're gonna do a weekly meal prep version of it though. Instead of just trying a couple of dishes, I wanna try a couple of dishes and kind of bulk it out a little bit. This way I can prep for the week and be prepared, and this way we don't fall off and make any bad decisions. My name is Tommy, and if you like videos just like this, where we bring you product reviews, recipe reviews, and just cover the whole gamut of dieting lifestyle, then subscribe to Keep It Off, because we got a whole lot more in store for you. Let's go!
Get strong.
We're going to be covering a few different items, technically 4 items out of the cookbook. 2 of the items we're going to make one meal out of, and that's going to be Swedish meatballs and cauliflower mashed potatoes. So that's going to be one meal. Then we're going to be doing Score protein bars. This is one of my favorites. I love Score protein bars. And lastly, we're going to be doing one of Greg's staples, blueberry French toast. All right, so let's start off with the cauliflower mashed potatoes and our Swedish meatballs. First thing we need is 32 ounces of ground beef. And you definitely want to use a lean ground beef, in my opinion. And I believe that's what the recipe calls for. So I've got here 99 and 97. Talk about packages lying, because the package said it was 20 ounces and it was 18.91. All right, we're 30 ounces, 32 ounces. Next up, we need 160 grams of panko. Seems like a lot. That's 160. Next up, we've got garlic, onion powder, black pepper, some salt, cinnamon, nutmeg. Let's mix all this up. Now we're gonna add the panko and all the seasonings to the turkey. I have not tried this recipe before. I'm curious on how our final product's gonna look. It seems like a lot of panko. Should have rolled my sleeves up for this one. And you just want to work all the seasonings and all the breadcrumbs in so it's all over the meat. What do you think, guys? We just do one big basketball meatball. So you're gonna spray your cooking sheet just so that way the meatballs don't stick. You can use like an ice cream scooper, and he says about 23 smaller size meatballs. And so you're just gonna roll them in your hand like that. We may have to adjust the size of these meatballs, we'll see. All right, so we're gonna get these in the oven. Like I said, 20 minutes, 400 degrees. We're gonna get our gravy kind of started. Here we got our beef broth. We need 960 milliliters. All right, I think I underestimated what 960 milliliters is. We're gonna have to move this to a bigger pan. So now we're gonna try to thicken the broth up, and the way we're gonna get that done is with some cornstarch. 30 grams of our cornstarch going into a separate bowl. 30 grams on the money. So now we're gonna zero out. We're gonna go back to milliliters, and we need to add 60 milliliters of water. Now we're gonna mix our water and our cornstarch together. This is all nicely mixed. Once our beef broth is boiling, then we're gonna add this to that and whisk away. We're gonna add that here, and we wanna start whisking it in. All right, guys, so we're gonna check the temperature on the meatballs. We're looking for 165 degrees. Yeah, and we have 170, so we're good on that. All right, I'd say that these Swedish meatballs are done, but let's move on to the next course, cauliflower mashed potatoes. All right, so next up is our cauliflower mashed potatoes. We have 900 grams of each, which is equal to 2 pounds. And we're going to boil them. I've already got pots on the stove, so we can boil each of these separately. And let's get this going. We're gonna just add our cauliflower. Be careful, it's hot. Our potatoes have been going for like 5 minutes because that's a smaller pot. even though it's the same weight, the density is different. All right, so we're gonna let these boil for about 15 to 20 minutes. While those are on the stove and we're waiting for the cauliflower and the potatoes to boil, we might as well get the score bar started. All right, so first up, we're gonna need 400 grams of VitaFiber. Now, I am an affiliate of HTLT supplements, and on their website, they do have Fibro, and it's usually in stock. What I can tell you, this is not. I have a ton of it because I bought a big batch a while back, so I'm still working through it. But in the future, you'll be seeing me use Fibro as soon as these bottles are done. We're gonna need 400 grams of this, and we're gonna throw that into the microwave for a couple of minutes. Next up, 264 grams of casein protein, 80 milligrams of sugar-free, 0-calorie Walden Farms chocolate syrup, 20 grams of cocoa powder. Next up, 5 grams of vanilla extract. I usually put more than 5 grams, so I put probably 10. All right, so our VitaFiber is hot. All right, you gotta like really work it. It starts to get tough. Just keep going. This is one batch of the Score protein bars. We're actually gonna be making 2, but I'm gonna show you one on film just so you can see how I do it. I've had a lot of success with these. They're very, very tasty. And then lastly, you need a little bit of cashew milk. Like I said, I'm gonna be making 2 complete batches today. This is one batch and then one more right after this. I'm gonna do that one off camera just so I can have plenty of bars, because once you throw them in the freezer, they hold up beautifully. Now we've got our toffee chips, which is Score Bits, and we're adding 40 grams of that. In the past, I've added half of them in the mix and then the other half on top, but we're not doing that today because sometimes I let it sit out, and if there are some on top, they kind of melt, and I want them inside so I can enjoy all of it. No, it's not as pretty, but it's tasty. Mix these into the batter so that way every bite has it. Once you get your toffee nicely mixed, you're gonna just dump it into your mold. After they harden, we'll get some parchment paper and wrap them in there, and then you throw it in a Ziploc, and you are prepped on that. Tray number 1 is done. You throw this into the freezer. We are golden. Our cauliflower is cooked and our potatoes are fully cooked. We're gonna drain them in a colander, and then we're gonna move on to the next step. After you've drained your potatoes, we're gonna be throwing them into the Ninja. I wonder if we should cut some of these first. Yeah, let's cut some of them just in case. So I feel like this is gonna be a test of the Ninja, but let's see. All right, now we're gonna add our cauliflower, and that looks like mash already. All right, we're gonna get this strained up, and then we're gonna add it. Let's get that cauliflower in there. It is already pretty mushy. Stay tuned for the end of the video. We're gonna go over all the macros, so we know how much protein we're getting for how much calories. These potatoes are looking smooth. That's our cauliflower mash. All right, so we've got the cauliflower mash done. We've got the Swedish meatballs done. We've got the Score bars done. Last, I need breakfast. So we're gonna have blueberry French toast, anabolic style. Make sure to stay tuned, because right after that, I'm gonna show you everything put together, all in meal prep containers, and we'll go over the calories and the protein counts. Okay, so when I have a serving of blueberry French toast, it's 4 slices at a time. We've got enough here to make 4 servings of that. I use 8 ounces of egg whites in each of those servings. We're using the vanilla extract, we're using the ground cinnamon, we're gonna use some frozen blueberries, our white ass bread, which is 40 calories a slice. You need some nonstick. All right, egg whites going in. And I use egg beaters, which just kind of give you the illusion that they're not egg whites, but they're egg whites. Packets of Splenda going in. I like my French toast sweet. You could definitely mix this with a whisk, but this is just faster. We've got our French toast done. Now it's time to divvy up the mashed potatoes. When it comes to the mash, it's a lot harder to evenly divide that. So what I do is I put it on the scale and I use the negative method, and then I'll start off with like, I don't know, 200 grams per, keep adding from there. So our scale is at 0. Now we've got our mashed potatoes in there. We did about 325 grams of mash in each one. Now each serving is gonna get 4 meatballs. Let me know what you think about this meal prep in the comments down below. Really appreciate any and all support. My math was totally wrong. I guess with meal prep, you can go a little crazy. 4 of the meals have 5 meatballs, 1 meal has 4. So we got the gravy boat. We're gonna add a little bit of gravy to each. Can I get a thumbs up for the gravy boat? Comment gravy boat down below. Weekly meal prep is done. So I know I've only got 4 breakfasts, I've got 5 lunches, but it's based on my schedule. One of the mornings I intend on having oatmeal, so that's what I'll be doing. Our score bars are done. They still need a little bit more freezer time before I cut into them, but as you can see here, I've got plenty. This is gonna end up being 16 bars, way more than a week's worth, obviously. Please let me know what you guys think of this whole process. I think these lunches came out amazing. I can't wait to eat them. All right, so we're gonna go over the macros, but before we do that, I just wanna let you know, all of these recipes came from Greg Doucette's Cookbook 2.0. I have affiliate links in the description if you wanna go check out his cookbook. It's on his website. I'm a big fan of the cookbook. I've eaten a ton of things out of it. This I've eaten before. These I've eaten a ton of times. I have not tried this yet, and I did taste test the cauliflower mashed potatoes, and they were delicious. So this is gonna be a great week. I'm fully prepped out, not gonna make any bad dieting decisions, which is the goal. Aside from that, I also have affiliate links to HTLT's website. So if you're interested in sleep aid, protein powders, they have fat burners on there, as well as Turkestone. He's got a lot of supplements on that website. Go check it out. If you end up purchasing anything, it does support the channel, so I really, really appreciate that. Now, macros. Let's go over the score bar. 248 calories for 1 bar, and that gives you 24.5 grams of protein, and the best part, 52 grams of fiber per bar, and it's delicious. Anabolic French toast is gonna be 331 calories, and almost 35 grams of protein. Yeah, I'm telling you, this book has some gems. All right. Swedish meatballs and cauliflower mashed potatoes. 534 calories, 55 grams of protein, and only 6.5 grams of fat. Wow. 8 grams of fiber per serving. So guys, we are done. 1 full meal prep in the books. Let me know if you like videos like this, because I can bring more of these to the channel going forward. And remember, get it off and keep it off. Peace.
Be strong. Be strong.